Hello. Today I am joined by Olubunmi Elizabeth Ebisemiju, a wonderful creative, and I would like you, Elizabeth, to introduce yourself to our audience.
All right. First of all, thank you so much, Dr. Julian, for the opportunity. It's such an honor to be, given this platform to talk about my heart and my profession. So, right to it. My name is Olubunmi, as he has introduced. My artist name is Elinth Art. With Elinth Art, I'm a visual artist focused on mental well-being. Alongside that, I founded a creative health and culture CIC, which is a community interest company focus basically on the same purpose, promoting art. And our tagline is art works because it does work in terms of building well-being, social connection, community engagement, and everything you can think about around building formidable relationships. That's the basic essence of what my practice is about. Thank you.
Fantastic. Our
Yeah.
theme is art starting a conversation, which is what
Mm.
we're attempting to do here. And one of the things I wanted to ask you was, given your interesting background, which I'm sure you'll explain a bit more about, uh, how do you find the act of starting a conversation within your community?
Hmm. It's an absolute interesting question. And I mean, the question can take you into depth of resonance because art is such a beautiful thing. It displays itself in different ways. We've seen it work in terms of healing, we've seen it work in terms of connection, we've seen it work in terms of cultural preservation, and it works out in different way because everybody relates with art in a very different way at different degrees. And people encounter it on the walkway to work, people encounter it within their school communities, church, or even their families. And so, within my community, it's been an instrumental tool in keeping us formidable. We are a multicultural community, and so it has played a beautiful role when you see people of different cultures come together and then display what they've known to be art, which is just beautiful. I can begin to express how it shows itself in different forms. We've got music, we've got visual art, we've got dance, we've got language, we've even got dressing, and AI is doing wonderful things these days. So it plays a very, very strong role. I don't think we would survive without hearts, honestly, now.
Fantastic. Well, that's exactly what we want to hear because we are all about the arts.
Thank you.
But looking at communities, we as artists often focus on creating our art, and we do that alone. How much of this is a problem for an artist if they are too introverted?
Wow, that's a very deep question. Um, I mean, art is not meant to be shared alone. It's not meant to be experienced alone. I have seen people say, yes, it's helped them through difficult moments in life, or it's been a tool in their happiest moment. But for an artist, you want to put your heart out there. Um, I don't know if you've been in a room where a art display is being, performed, be it live drawing, be it music. There's a way the audience connects with it. Trust me, you want to see people engage with your art. You want to see what your art can do to people, to their mindset, to their well-being, to their social life. So for an artist, I would say, please do not keep your heart to yourself. It could literally start more than a conversation. It could start a movement even. It could take you global. It's one thing that happened to me in my personal experience. My hard work started from my mental health ex journey. A friend told me, well, why not draw your story? You can draw. Why not draw your mental health story in, a collection? And I did that, but I didn't do it with the intention of putting it out there. She gave me a website, I put it on, and just from there, my heart has been to Germany, it's been to Paris, it's been without any effort of my own, just because the audience saw it and they engaged with it. It made sense to them. They resonated with it. And by itself, it has taken me beyond the borders of the UK. So this can happen to every artist. So I'm going to use this to encourage everyone, please. Let's see your heart because it does work. It starts conversations, it can start movement. So please, we want to see it.
Well, your positivity is really infectious. I love it.
Oh, thank you.
And if we look at the flip side, then what would you say would be the challenge,
Hmm.
or what would be the challenges for a community to bring art into their lives?
I think if I would speak from the voices of some artists I've engaged with, who has had some form of getting their art out there, it's been mostly because they're scared of people's perception of what they've put out. Many people have engaged with their hearts just indoors, introvertedly or personally. And honestly, criticism can be quite brutal. A lot of people are scared of what others will say. They've not even experienced the power of what their hearts can do in the community, so they don't know yet. It's about the reception of how the community would even take it. But to get to the community, to get to experience what it can do, they really need to branch out of that, comfort zone. And on the end of the community, I believe now a lot of people are beginning to engage socially. A lot of people are beginning to seek experiences that could, uplift them in different ways. They are taking it as, coping mechanisms. They are taking it as a refresh in their lives right now. People are beginning to prioritize well-being. And absolutely, I think just based on that, I would like to encourage both community and artists to be very receptive to art. Fine criticism is okay, but let's encourage everyone to be able to showcase themselves the way they can. And for the community, give yourself a chance to see how art can have its own play in your heart, in your life. I think that's all I'm going to say to that, honestly.
Well, actually, you've raised a very interesting point because when we say community, it's also important to split it into the community of creatives
Yeah.
and the community at large. And I understand from earlier conversations with you that you represent a community of creatives that's 1,300 strong. Now, what can this creative community do to maybe encourage or make it easier for artists that perhaps haven't got that level of self-confidence just yet? And also, maybe, how can they create an encouraging interface between these artists and the larger community?
Yeah, I think we can stand in the gap. We've got the vision as the community founders, not just myself, every other community founder out there. We've got a vision and a reason, a purpose for creating that community in the first place, which most likely must be to either get our own personal objective out there or to help others. Now, in the case of the visual artists or general artists and these communities, I would say we should really stand in that gap. Be that person that creates the opportunity for empowerment. Very, very key. Um, we can do, workshops, we can organize showcases, we can organize intimate, interpersonal character buildings. We can really do so much within that community to identify top talents.
Well, those are such wonderful ideas. And how many of those things are already being currently done?
I would say, well, within my purview, and within my circle, I do see this happening quite a bit now. Not as much as before, but a lot of people are beginning to really take the arts and culture quite seriously. I mean, Kent Arts is on their 13th annual, conference, and that speaks a lot as to how, this conversation, this focus is growing. There are many other organizations as well. I went to a conference yesterday for the Caribbeans and African Network, and it's the same thing. Everyone is bringing out, opportunities. They are creating opportunities for artists to have a platform to showcase themselves. We can do so much more as well. I wouldn't say we're there yet, but we can definitely identify where the gaps are. And I think the best way is to interact with this artist. Ask the simple question, what do you want? What do you want to achieve? What are you struggling with? And from there, we can begin to think of solutions that we can use to raise them up to the platform they want to be.
What other stakeholders do you think would be useful and helpful to this cause of yours, of ours, to create more conversations? And how could they help?
The council for one, the government, very, very key, because reforms, arts, regulations, opportunities, fundings, could really help to take a lot of these artists to the level they want to go to. I know for one, within my community, a lot of people are struggling for platforms to be themselves on. I know certain people who are looking for like centers to, create centers for themselves or to collaborate with existing centers. And they're struggling to find centers that are willing to take them on or give them that space to hold regular workshops or regular classes. If all these institutions can really give us the opportunity, there is so much we can do. There is so much partnership opportunities. There's so much collaborative efforts that will be both beneficial for the artist and for those institutions. So I would say everyone, absolutely everyone should be involved.
Well, all you arts organizations and stakeholders out there, that is a clarion call.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much, Olubunmi, for this wonderfully fun conversation.
Thank you, Dr. Julian. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.